Well, 3.9. That's probably our best. Fucking months ago. God, 22. God damn. Just looking at the ones where we got a lot of views on, and just seeing how much people fucking hate us. 11 and 2.
Well, I honestly think there's a big portion of people who dislike videos that are just disliking them because of the title of the video, or
they're just haters.
Yeah, they just they don't listen to the full message, which I'm guilty of as well. Sometimes, like if I'm just annoyed by what the guy's talking about or his tone.
Ron?
Yeah.
Oh. We're talking about how people. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
When people are, well, when people bug me with like the way they're talking about something, where they're just being Spencer-ish, I tend to just dislike their videos.
Hi, Spencer.
Welcome everyone to the Itch Network podcast, episode number 113. In this episode, we're going to be talking about DLC do's and don'ts and how some games are suffering from them. CashCon.
Damn.
Shame on them. How dare they?
How dare they sell their product?
You fuckers.
My name is Eric, and we'll start this episode off like we do every podcast, letting you know what games we have each been playing this week.
Okay.
I've been playing Destiny, Sonic Mania, and a little bit of Neck 2.
Hi, Rosie. I've been playing Destiny 2 with Eric, Ruiner without Eric, and Divinity Original Sin 2. Soon to be with him.
Yep.
On Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day tomorrow.
Another streaming
Sponsored by
day.
Mountain Dew.
I wish.
Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Yeah, buddy.
It's Sundays we get the group together and everyone plays online in some multiplayer fashion.
Yep.
And this current series you guys are doing it on is Divinity 2.
Yep.
We just finished the SWTOR, but we
took a little bit of a
break because getting all four of us at the same time.
It's my fault.
It's a little difficult lately. But Rosie, what else? Anything else you've been playing?
That's it. Destiny 2, Ruiner, and Divinity Original Sin 2. But what about you, JD?
My name is Justin. I've been playing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I've been playing Overwatch. Like 2 matches of Heroes of the Storm.
2 matches.
That's all I can really tolerate. And that's kind of it. I mean,
I actually heard you were playing another one.
I played Dark Souls. Huh.
You were playing Spinners vs. Monsters?
Fuck no! Fuck no!
What?
No! Who Lindsay.
Huh?
Lindsay.
What are you talking about? I was just curious.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I was just curious.
Motherfuck. That or Leo or Lindsay have been fucking me.
You can't tell who one of them is fucking you.
Well, if you're gonna fuck me, then fuck me. No, fuck that shit. That game's bullshit.
What game is this?
A non-existent one. Anyways, let's get to the topic that we're talking about, okay?
I want to Google this now.
No, who did it?
Spinners vs. Monsters.
Literally, it was a conversation about dabbing that turned into, SVM. And then it's this picture of literally these kids with spinners, and they're fighting monsters. And then, like, Leo's like, oh, you guys should play that. I was like, fuck no, I hate spinners. And then Nikki's like, oh, well, you've got a spinner at your house. I'm like, it's not mine, it's Matt's. It's a 49er spinner. You know, I'm not going to touch that shit. Oh, it says YouTube.
It's not
Explosion. Those aren't real graphics.
That?
What the fuck?
What is this game?
Fucking shit is this bull fucking shit.
Everyone at home, look up Spinners vs. Monsters.
Don't feed into
it. Apparently it's JD's favorite game of the year.
Fuck you all. You know, I don't like how they're doing their DLC. I'll tell you what.
They have DLC? What are they doing wrong?
Oh, well, you know, you can control the speed of the spin. You can get different decals on it. Maybe get like 4 or 5 prongs on it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, should we get played? Sunday.
You and I subscribe to all the same shit, don't we?
Pretty much.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Well, fucking whatever. Anyway, yeah. So DLC.
Right.
DLC's a thing. Downloadable content that can be either free or paid content.
Okay.
Eric, we had a issue with something, and we were discussing it, but we weren't able to capture that. We want to bring it up again. Eric, you brought up a point where when is it okay for DLC?
Yep.
When is DLC a good word, and I guess you could say when is it a bad word by association?
Yep.
I guess me just looking at it from my perspective, I don't think there's a problem with DLC at all.
Yeah.
So
I love free DLC.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. And honestly speaking, a lot of people seem to think DLC is terrible because they go, well, release the game 100%, or complete or whatever like that. And unfortunately, games even that were released back then, I'm talking like PS1, even PS2 era games, were not complete. There were still glitches, still bugs.
That's kind of the line for me.
What do you mean?
Releasing a game when it's complete or adding on to your complete game.
Yeah.
Right.
That's DLC to me when it's an add-on. I'm completely okay with. But if you can't tell me the original story kind of thing, like with Destiny 1, I have issues with the DLC.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask for an example. Yeah.
That would be a huge issue for me because the game did not feel complete until I had all the DLC.
Right.
When we recently replayed it for a Why We Love, it became why the hell did I love this?
It was like a 3-episode thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 3 episodes for us to complete the story in 2.5 hours each episode or something like that.
Yeah. It was
And
like
we finished the original story of Destiny 1. After I finished it, I was like, God, this is terrible. Like all the story points and stuff like that, like I could explain to you 4 minutes, 5 minutes of what we were actually experiencing the whole time.
Yeah.
It's funny because I never did any like the DLC, like the Taken King, which apparently fixed all that.
Mhm.
But like playing this and you like kind of like why am I playing this? And me like, yeah, this is what this game was. Because I remember it being this way.
Yeah, because once you actually have all the DLC, it pumps in missions in between the original that filled it in and made it feel great. Like it made it feel a lot better because it filled in all those bits of story that you were missing that came out with the DLCs. It punched them in where it needed to be in the original story, and that made the game feel whole.
Story fixer DLC.
Yeah.
punching the story.
Yeah, that was probably my biggest issue where I've yet to purchase the DLC for Destiny 2.
Right.
Because
Well,
you can't play it, but Season Pass, yeah. I've yet to purchase it yet because I don't want to commit to it if I'm going to be done with the game.
Now that's actually an interesting question. Season passes are a completely separate thing, in my opinion. That's more of a commitment without seeing the whole product.
Yeah,
that's where I have gripes.
Yeah, that one I completely agree has.
Because,
what was it, Assassin's Creed that did a terrible job of it?
Assassin's Creed,
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
They were about to be in some trouble for that one.
BioShock 2.
BioShock took forever to drop.
Yep.
So they charged people for the DLC, and they said you'll get all the DLC that comes out with this game. And then a year later they released like 2 hours of content or something.
Right.
No, it wasn't 2 hours. It was longer than that, but
was it?
Yeah, but it was definitely like made you go like, cool, but
Lost at Sea was
It's 2 episodes of it, and I think each episode was like 3 hours or something along those lines. I don't know.
So for what, $35?
Yeah, that's a problem.
And that's part of the other issue with DLC is the price point.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, it's not consistent. Like what you're paying for each company, for each game, even it varies. So you'll get games like Street Fighter. We were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, you pay $6 to get a character.
Tekken.
Tekken, you pay $6 and get a character.
Street Fighter's like, I don't know.
I thought there was,
but Street Fighter has an alternate method of getting characters.
right, which you can
money.
It's free essentially.
Yeah, so you can do it for free. Technically.
Okay, so it's just fast. It's just quick access.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's when I'm okay with DLC. DLC being in a game for like characters or for things like that, for like League of Legends. Is that, in all honesty, if you're just impatient, you're gonna pay for your impatience. That's just a life lesson you're gonna learn.
That is life.
Mm-hmm. And in games, it's no different. You're impatient, you pay for it, you get immediate gratification, but you didn't earn it, and you're missing out. somewhat aspect.
Well, I mean, you could be like, hey,
losing out, I should say.
I'm playing Diablo. I want to get this super sick drop, or I could just go to town and buy it.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean, there's that balance of value or perceived value to expense.
Yeah, and sort of touching on the whole like DLC aspect and sort of consistency. I mean, that's games too. If we look at two different games, we can look at Destiny, which has multiplayer, all that stuff, Destiny 2, and then we can look at Wolfenstein. It's going to be a $60 game.
Right.
It's a single player.
Yeah.
Raises the question. All right, what do you define as value? And the thing is that I'm behind is I get the whole concept. People say vote with your dollar, but you also do what you want with your own money.
Right.
So when people come at me, like I've had plenty of people come up to me because I like Street Fighter. I'm okay with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I've got no problem with Capcom really because I like Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil 7 is great.
Yep.
They did throw a lot of DLC, but it was good, so it was okay.
Right. And there was people complaining about Resident Evil 7.
There have been people that are saying the next one needs to be. I think we talked about it last week, where they're like, it needs to be third person.
Or
that stuff like that.
I
It's
thought
like,
we were
well,
talking
you
about
don't
DLC.
really have to. Like, come on, man.
Oh, I thought we were talking about DLC of that game. It's like,
Well, I mean, the DLC was promised in summer. It's coming out in December.
but
yeah.
that's happened quite a bit of times. Just, people shouldn't be surprised.
I'll
Guess
pick
what?
it back up.
Guess what? Shit gets delayed. But would you want a broken product or a finished product?
Well,
With later.
Well, we're getting onto another subject about
Right.
that. But when it comes to sort of the Capcom aspect, I've had plenty of people come up to me and they'll be like, "Oh, you're just a shill," and that's the word that gets thrown around a lot is you're a shill or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm a person who accepts responsibility for what I purchase.
Right.
I'm not going to pass it off and say you guys are shit because I bought your product.
Right.
You know, it's not. I knew full well. I did my research. You know, and especially in the case of fighters aren't coming around all that often. So, yeah, I'm gonna get a fighter if it drops. I don't have Injustice anymore, but I got it when I was like excited for it in the sense of like, hey, it's probably gonna be a whole lot of fun. I had a character set and everything like that. But with people like, you know, getting upset at other people for, oh man, you bought this DLC or whatever the case is. I think I actually did it to you, Eric, for Destiny. Because like when Destiny was coming out, before Taken King was coming out, it was all those what's it called, it's coming out, and then Taken King dropped, and then you got all of that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Got all the prior DLC. And that's sort of like what people look at and they go, oh man, that's so dumb. And you know, I was so nearsighted not to see that was happening that happens with a lot of games.
Yeah, actually, another case, I got on you because you were like, oh, I'm gonna spend $20 on that Overwatch like bundle pack. And I was like, why?
I didn't. What do you mean?
I think you spent like 20.
No, every time a new event comes out, I spend money.
That's what I'm saying.
Loot boxes, yeah.
Right, the loot box. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Loot box. I was like, man, why?
Spent maybe $100.
That's what freaked me out. I was like, $100.
It was for the Tracer skin, the one where she has the graffiti. I needed it. I needed it.
And so I was like, man,
and
why?
I didn't play her anymore. Fuck. But still, yeah.
I'm guilty of that with Pokemon Go, where consistently each paycheck I'd spend $10 or $20 total in a month. But yeah, $10 a check on Pokemon Go. And a lot of people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm getting egg incubators so I can walk more and so that I can hatch more eggs. And it was that I'm doing what I want with my money.
Right. That's the thing about it. It's like when I was getting on your case about it, I was like, but it's his money. I have no say on how he spends his money. It's almost like me saying, don't spend your money on that. I'm not your daddy. I'm not your mama.
So, don't look like either.
But I see Justin kind of touched base on this before, where it's like that hard thing of vote with your dollar,
right,
and then also do what you want with your money.
Yeah,
right.
So voting with your dollar, when you see someone else voting with their dollar, it counteracts your vote. So it negates your vote. So 1-to-1 at that point. They vote to pay for that. You vote not to. It's a stall, neutral. Doesn't do anything.
Negates,
negates that vote. So when you see someone else doing something that you're like, JD, don't buy those boxes in Overwatch. I want them to make those more available by seeing that no one's purchasing them, so they need to do something else to try and increase drop rates.
Yeah.
So that I can see that when I see other people getting those, buying the DLC early or the cosmetic things, like in Destiny 2 is a perfect example of the Eververse.
Yeah.
Every time you level up in this game, like once you hit 20, you get prestige levels.
Yeah.
Every time you prestige, you get what would cost $2 in the store. You get a $2 item. So if you just play a shit ton of Destiny, you get rewarded constantly from all this stuff. So you don't really have to go buy this stuff.
Right.
Sure.
It's just there for the people who are impatient or the people who are casuals and want more stuff.
Right.
It offers that ability for people to jump in on all this stuff.
Right. And
So
good.
it's there. And when people do it, like I bought $10 worth of the Eververse stuff before I.
I felt bad because he used to say it's like casuals. I was like, I looked around like,
damn.
So before I knew what it was, I was all excited, and I saw someone getting an exotic. I thought they were getting exotics from it, but it's an exotic ornament, which is like a shader. And I was like, oh man, there's a chance of exotics, cool. And in all honesty, I really like the armor set for Titans out of that.
right.
So I wanted that. So I dropped $10 on it, got all those things, got the full armor set out of those $10, and then I went, cool. And then I think I leveled up not too shortly after that, got my first Eververse box, and I was like, wait, that's how I get them? I can just level and get them?
Yeah.
And then I just went to town. I think I can't tell you how many I've opened at this point.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount.
You get so many. You get at least one a day. It seems like.
It's like one every hour, one every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Shit.
Especially if you use your the first 3 levels you gain in a week, you have like triple experience or double experience or something like that.
Yeah.
Until
experience.
It's triple.
Rested.
Yeah, it's rested experience. So once you hit 3 levels, you've gained 3 levels that week. It goes away and it becomes regular experience. So you can easily get 3 Eververse packages a week, which technically would be what, $9?
Yeah.
$8 or something like that.
I forget what the price code. Well, just for example, let's go 9.
Yeah, we'll say $9, $3 a box. You're saving yourself $9 a week by just playing the game for 6 hours a week, if that. Or you can just say, nah, I don't want to. I want to spend $9 and get 3 loot boxes out of it and go from there. Mm-hmm. So I get why it's available, and I get why people are like, don't buy those.
Yeah.
I actually don't get why people say don't buy them.
I actually wanted to bring that up because I still feel like.
But weren't you telling JD not to buy them?
Well, he said
Overwatch?
it's my money.
But it's his money.
In the end of it.
Yeah, but as soon as I said that, I immediately thought to myself, it's his money. Let him do what he wants. And if he wants to do it, because when I was just saying, like, casual, I spent money on that. The Bright End grips, all I could think about was like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing Jay's doing. I'm just spending money on this. Because it was a starter
I'm a piece
pack.
of shit, just like JD is.
No, I was like, I'm a hypocrite.
Well,
I want it.
So what I look at is
From the perspective of the consumer, it's, hey, I want that stuff. Like when you're talking about loot boxes, you're like, I want that stuff to be more readily available. But also looking at it from the perspective of the developer, if people are purchasing that stuff, maybe and they're looking trend wise, and they're purchasing it when we do events, we're going to supply more events.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have more costumes. So we're going to produce more content, which is aesthetic, but is something to, that can be interesting. And sometimes you get something else that comes with it. Junkenstein's Revenge, for instance, the Overwatch Origins thing where you get to actually play oh, this is an actual, PvE oriented thing. Like all that stuff is actually cool from that standpoint too. So I think honestly, a lot of people look at it from the perspective of it's all about me from like the DLC thing. But at the end of the day, it's not. Sometimes it's supporting another party.
Yeah.
And people go, well, why isn't the $60 that I paid for the game supporting it, or the $40? Well, the problem with that,
right, I know. I'm trying to not cut you off. I'm trying not to cut you off. That's the thing.
The problem with that is everything. Look at the fucking economy you live in. You think that's enough nowadays?
That's what I was gonna bring up.
It
It's
costs
like
a lot of fucking money.
it costs money. Like these games are getting bigger and bigger, and they're bringing more and more people, and the price is still $60. So if putting like $10 towards the Bright Ingram thing and everything helps support the company, because you got as looking as a consumer, I can see why people wouldn't like DLC, but looking at it as a company, I would throw so much more DLC because it's like I'm bringing in more people. We're making this game bigger. We're making it better, and yet we're gonna keep it $60. It's like I don't think this is gonna be enough. So maybe we should put these in here, even if they spend even if 100 people put in $10 to it. That's $1,000 more than you had before. Right. And it's optional. It's not mandatory. So if that's the case, then at that point, it's okay to have that kind of DLC in there because you're helping the company out. And then they can support it more. And then, like you said, with the whole costume thing, they can put more content in it if you can see that, hey, these people really like this. Mass Effect 3 did that. Or no, not, yes, 3. No, 2? No, 3. 3 did do it. Whereas, like, they had the loot box thing, which you can buy, and when they started getting a lot more revenue with it, they started dropping more and more DLC for it, and they're like, people really like this horde mode thing we have going on. Let's support it more and more and more. So they put more characters, they put more maps, they make higher difficulties,
and then they branch off and they influence and inspire games like Monster vs. Spinner to come out, or Spinners vs. Monster. I'm sorry, Spinners vs. Monsters to come out.
You don't want to make them mad. But what? Okay, God, I'll talk to you about it. What the fuck is that game? I didn't see anything.
It looks like a tablet game.
Oh, okay. So that was the game. All right, cool.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, influence. I thought you were about to talk about Andromeda because technically that multiplayer came over to Andromeda because it was popular in previous iterations, and that's something to consider. But one of the other things that I look at is a lot of people they do the sort of woe is me route, right? They'll do, hey, this game just dropped and they already have day one DLC. You know, like what the fuck? Why wasn't that on the original? What's it called? Now, a lot of these times, yeah, it can be scandalous because you're just like, oh man, I gotta pay $8 to get, like, for instance, 3 new characters for Marvel dropped. Monster Hunter, Black Panther, and Sigma. And they're like, oh man, why didn't you just have them in the game to begin with? And honestly, I look at it from that perspective, but I also see the fact that it's like, I don't have to get those characters if I don't want them. I don't care to play Monster Hunter. I might check out Black Panther. That's it. Sigma looks like a piece of shit. He looks like Buzz Lightyear. What do you want me to do? I don't want Buzz Lightyear in my fighter, so I'm not going to fucking touch this guy. You know, it looks boring.
You don't want to go too...
Fuck no!
But he's the best.
Marvel vs. Capcom, Infinity and Beyond? Yeah, no. Fuck that.
Well, take my joke.
Just hijack that shit. So, but like stuff like that is like, people go, oh man, how could you do that? Or pre-orders. When Mortal Kombat X came out, they're like, pre-order and get Goro. And then people, oh, how dare they? Bro, you're not paying anything more. They're just wanting to know if you're going to get the game sooner, just put down some money. You're guaranteed to get Goro, or you can wait. And then what they do,
because I heard someone say I was gonna get the game, but now they got pre-ordered. It's like, is it more reason to get the game?
Yeah, right. It's like, how is that a bad thing at that point? If you know you're gonna get the game, pre-orders aren't bad.
Right.
You know what's hilarious about pre-orders though? I think the first game I experienced with was Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Mm-hmm. Dragon Ball Xenoverse came out for the PS4, and I went in day one. Actually, it was like day 3 or something like that. And I was like, I'm going to buy me some Dragon Ball Xenoverse. And I walk in there and they go, oh, here's the day 1 edition.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool. I got this tin can case.
Why not?
Because it was free. And I like walked out and I'm like, huh. Well, then recently I pre-ordered a game like a week after it came out. I still got the pre-order bonus. Right. I'm sorry, I didn't pre-order it. I ordered the game a week late. Still got the pre-order bonus. However, Destiny 2, Lance was talking last night. I didn't realize this. He didn't pre-order the game. He bought it like 3 weeks after it came out, maybe 2 weeks. He did not get Cold Heart.
Oh.
And Cold Heart, that Ray?
Yeah, it's the ray gun.
Fuck that gun.
It's super strong.
I fucking hate it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in PvP, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's annoyingly good.
No.
It's not the best, but it's annoyingly good. The Destiny 2 Cold Heart, and he was like, "Well, I don't have a chance at getting that gun until next month."
Oh, that's sad.
And I was like, "Wow, okay." And I'm thinking to myself, like, I still haven't seen Sweet Business,
Right.
and that's like the gun I really want out of everything possible. I want Sweet Business.
Oh, we got a lot to talk about in the Destiny 2 review. I'll tell you that. About
Yeah.
that bullshit.
We'll have to go into that right after this. And that will be out later this week. Our full Destiny 2 review. We had to wait so long for us to feel like we got the full first experience and beat the game. Yeah. And we'll explain why in the review. The DLC and pre-order stuff, like pre-ordering, I get. You want to entice people to pre-order. One of the most annoying things that I'm glad we don't do anymore is pre-order bonuses per store. Digitally. Digital bonuses in game. Still?
Yeah.
I thought that was done with.
So like Street Fighter 5, if you pre-ordered from like Best Buy, you got like different costumes for like Cammy. If you pre-order from GameStop, you got a costume for Ryu. It's the handsome Ryu one, where he's full beard and shit and shirtless.
Sexy review.
It's sexy Ryu.
Oh god, I hate that. Like
I'm
I
not the
really don't
biggest
like
fan
that.
of it. Yeah, because it's just like
There's
I'm
no
just
way
gonna
for you to
the
get
game.
all of the things you like then.
No.
Well, I mean,
they're
I didn't
crazy
really-
people.
I could care less about Cammy's ass. I mean, it's nice, but yeah.
I like booty.
But like half the other characters, I'm just like whatever. I just got it from GameStop because I was just like, it's close to my house.
Right.
Dude, I have a GameStop right across the street from me. I still drive to Best Buy because I get 20% off there.
Well, yeah,
Right, well,
there's
that's
more
the
than a
difference,
couple
yeah.
benefits, and also the people aren't fucking harassing you. I had a guy come in. I was wearing a Funhouse shirt.
Funhouse.
And guy comes in. Funhouse does do videos for GameStop. So they're like, hey, what's your blah, blah, blah? And then he's looking up and he's like, yeah, those guys are weird. And I'm just like standing there and just like, okay. Yeah. And he was talking about some other stuff with his buddy, but he's like, yeah, man, they're just so weird. They sound so fake. And I'm just like, thanks for the game.
Yeah.
You know,
I came in for my game.
Yeah.
Hold your opinion.
I'm just like, all right, whatever, man. But it's whatever. That was a side story. Actually, that was kind of funny. But I just don't care about where I'm getting it from. In situations like that,
Unless I'm getting cheaper, I don't care where I get it from either.
yeah.
And they did some for like Dragon Age Inquisition too, where it was like you get something special here, or you get something special at GameStop, or you get something special on Amazon. It's like
At that point, like I need that content to be available to me still.
right.
Well, they did, and it was more of a timed thing. So it was like after a while, they made it available to everybody. It's just like for the first month, you could be walking around looking handsome as Ryu, and it's just like, it's a better. There's a better way of doing that. But as far as like the DLC aspect in general, to answer your question a little bit more in depth, Eric, I think it's important so long as it, like Rosie said, does not interfere with the progression of the game.
Yeah.
The best examples that I've seen have been the Soul series. All of the content, the DLC, is an add-on to a story for clarification. Because the story's already fucking confusing on these. And then when you get that the DLC, it's just like, so that's what that meant. Huh. You know, and suddenly some item, descriptions make more sense.
Right.
That's kind of it. You get a lot of content and you get bosses, and that's what Dark Souls is really about, is fighting bosses, getting fucking anally raped, and then doing it again.
Yeah.
So
It's the Mega Man of today.
yeah. But like Bloodborne, same thing. Bloodborne introduced 4 or 5 bosses. They had like 7 new weapons, which hey, that was pushing it because those weapons look fucking magnificent. And just like new areas, and you got to learn more about the curse and shit like that.
And the doll.
It was up. Oh god.
The rig.
I think I know who that is.
Hi, Rick.
Yeah, whatever.
Dang.
Forget that guy.
And so,
Might be a girl.
but
I don't think it is, because I know
the
first person who brought that up. There's no way it's a girl. There's no way it's that girl.
Okay. But you talk about good. There's also
No idea.
bad DLC with the Last Deus Ex Mankind Divided, right? In which part of the DLC came out right before, but it was called like The Missing Link, in which you could not. Oh, my God.
Fucking stop! That's why I said I know who it is.
Okay,
man.
sorry.
Okay.
Come on.
No, okay, but Deus Ex had some bad DLC in which if you didn't get the DLC, the ending of the original content of the game wouldn't have made as much sense. And so it kind of crippled that, and people like went up to arms like, what the fuck was the ending? What the fuck did the ending mean? And then you got the DLC. It's like, oh, but it's like then they're like, oh, you pieces of shit. You know, like they like powered up and get with anger.
Yeah,
because you at that point you didn't know what the hell happened.
Yeah,
there's definitely,
and then there's the DLC. I'm not sure how often this is happening anymore, but DLC of disc locked content.
So there's that too, and there's that thing. Is it okay if it's locked if I'm paying for a code?
Is there anything on the discs anymore? Because I just put in NAC the other day and had to download 40 gigs worth of crap.
This,
yeah, it's more like a code sometimes.
Yeah.
It feels like it's just
it's a stream key.
It's an authorization
yeah.
to download something.
Digital code, purchase code.
In the sense of games that have done that, I remember Street Fighter 4 did that, and that was a big deal for a lot of people. There's been a couple other things. They actually data mined Bloodborne, or not Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3. And that's, I believe, and that's how they started to figure out that there were some DLC aspects coming, or to get an idea. Right. They data mined Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and they were looking at DLC characters of up to 40.
Oh, 40?
Which
40 DLC characters?
40 DLC characters. So if we're
they have to come in packs then, right?
Yeah, they usually come in twos.
Okay.
So like when they did
twos,
or well, you know, one Marvel, one Capcom. So like when they did,
I need like 4s or 5s, and that many. Like that's 8
40
DLC packs.
Like,
if at 4 or 5.
No. So there's probably packs that they have, but I'm saying from the sense of like anytime they release a new like DLC group, I'm thinking they release them in twos because that's what they did with Monster Hunter. Was separate. It's just like, oh hey, here's Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter was already leaked, so it's like here she is, and then they for Black Panther, who was already confirmed, and Sigma was already confirmed to be in the game. They just released them together. So next is probably going to be like Black Widow and I forgot who's the Capcom.
God dang! Oh, the Capcom character.
Yeah.
Zero.
No, Venom.
Oh.
So it might be Black Widow and Venom together. Which makes sense. Spider. Venom.
What the frick is his name?
Who? Star-Lord?
No, guy with the arm. Bucky. What's his name? Winter Soldier. He's in the game too.
Yeah.
You know how many names went through my mind when he said the guy with the arm?
It's like
how
Bionic
many?
Commander.
Cyborg, Hellboy. It just started going off. I was like, the guy with the arm.
Nero.
Yeah. My brain just went down a list and I started picturing like when you have those little flip books and you're just my brain just went cartoon characters just constantly flying through my face.
So, I mean, if that's the case, then I don't think that. I mean, on disc DLC, I really don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, it's still DLC, whether it's on the disc or not. Right. These things, these assets, these plans for how the DLC is going to operate has to be thought up before the game does come out.
And I think people,
unfortunately,
I don't think like most consumers think about that. It's that like they don't think that they think when this DLC is like, I need to just have this whole nother thing on the side. This is the game that's coming out. And we're gonna make it adapt later, but this stuff now, especially now, needs to learn to be ready to go as soon as the original content comes out. Essentially,
and that's kind of the problem. Is like when you look at it from that perspective, then we're talking about it. We're talking about stuff that is pretty much like continued support versus just a one-time only thing. Yeah. When and I'll use the example of Mass Effect Andromeda when they said they were not going to support the multiplayer, no DLCs or anything like that.
Right.
I can bet you people were just turned off by it. I was turned off by it, so it's just like fuck it. Who fucking cares, right? There's no other content coming out. I'm done. If a fighter did that, I'd be like fuck it, whatever.
Right.
If Overwatch did that, I'd be like, really? No balancing? That's why Marvel died. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because they were like, we're not going to balance. We're not going to change anything else. There's no more continued support.
But there's still Infinite.
but then when they go, oh, well, we're going to support this game and we're going to have new DLC, people are going, wow, Cashcom, how dare you? And it's like, but that's a lot of games. Continued support is an ongoing thing. DLC in the planning of making the base game is an ongoing thing. It's not the first thing that people think about. Maybe it is for certain companies. We don't know for sure. But that's something that happens once the base has already been made. The general direction of where the game's going to go. The scope has been met.
Sorry. Thinking about season passes here, something crossed my mind. If I was a company, and granted, none of us work in the industry really.
I kind of do.
We're all just, oh shit. Okay, well, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But say if a game like Spinners vs. Monsters comes out and says, "I need you to purchase this season pass."
I don't know what you're talking about.
There usually is someone sitting there going, "Hey, we have budgets to maintain and all this kind of stuff. If we want to create this DLC and launch it and advertise for it and all this stuff, we need to hit $1 million. We need to hit $1 million. If we sell X amount of season passes, if we hit this many game sales and then this many season passes, we can then for sure get this one out. And so now all incoming money, anything extra, now goes into DLC patch 2.
But see, that's I don't think that's right, because that's you like banking. So say you don't make your sales and you don't make your game sales and your season pass sales, and so the people who did get the season pass they're fucked essentially.
They're just getting that one DLC, and then 3 years later, once they get that savings, they get that second DLC. When the company can afford to do that second DLC, you get that.
Right.
But at that point, the game's so old and you're out of interest with it. Destiny had a very healthy content release, even though it was somewhat pricey. It was $25. That was the other thing too. Is getting the season pass usually is supposed to give you a cheaper deal than buying the DLC one by one.
Right, because you're showing your commitment.
Yeah, because you're showing your commitment. They buy in a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
You're buying all of it. The issue is that I've seen some games where they charge you the exact same whether you get the season pass or not.
Right.
So if you're going to charge me the same, then I'm going to buy them one by one. Because what if I no longer have interest in your game come... with Destiny 1, I played the crap out of it, but I really didn't like the Dark Below. I really didn't care for that expansion. I liked the raid, but everything else that was introduced during that time frame, I felt like it just hindered me. I felt like it was slowing my pace. It was not helping me. I didn't like the art aesthetics and stuff. I was not interested.
Is it too dark?
Oh my god.
It was too dark below in those places.
Aussie does stuff. Hey, yes, we do remember you. Thanks for coming back.
What up?
Oh, hey, man.
DLC deliberate lack of content. Unfortunately, no. In some instances, yeah, but in others, no.
It's an unhealthy percentage that is that definition of DLC.
Here's the thing about DLC, especially for games that this is like the first game coming out. You need to lay out what that season pass, or sorry, not the DLC, season pass is, essentially. Like lay out, like this is what you're getting, because there's
Evolve. Holy shit.
Yeah. What happened? I actually don't know that one.
Evolve DLC. Sorry.
Oh,
they kind of
were very vague about what you were getting, and it was super fucking expensive.
Yeah, it's like $100.
It was $100 of DLC come day one.
What was the season pass?
That was the.
And what's the season pass? $100.
I don't think they had the season pass. I think it was just a buy everything pass
for $100.
Yeah.
God damn.
In addition to the base game, yeah. So it's just like
okay.
In addition to the $60,
yeah.
Oh,
and you know what's funny is
that's
EA fucked up on that. Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4. 3. Might have been 4. Whatever. There was a
one
China
of the ones
Rising,
I bought for the PC.
Yeah, it's China Rising map pack. There was some issue with it being released and released late, so they had to offer it to people for free. So that wasn't part of your what's it called?
Season pass.
That wasn't part of your season pass. They made up for it by saying, "Hey, you get the next map pack free as well. In addition, so you still get 3 map packs free."
That's at least them like picking it up, like, "Hey, we fucked up." But
Yeah.
There you go.
But at the same time, it's like in situations like that, and they mapped it out too. These are the maps, or these are the things. And I played a shit ton out of China Rising. That was like my favorite fucking map pack, to be honest. But you know, other things to consider in situations like with the problems with DLC. And I don't know about you guys, but I do ask a lot of people just like, why does that upset you? You know, in terms of just gaming, because I feel disconnected with a lot of people. I just don't fucking whine and moan about shit like that.
Yeah, that's why I was actually want to bring up. It's like we really need someone who's like yells out cash com and like hates like DLC, because I think we're all kind of on the same page.
Well,
like,
Sean left, so
Sean's welcome back.
yeah,
love
he's
you,
welcome
Sean.
back. But I think we have a general idea of what Sean thinks about any given situation. Probably fucking sucks. Unless it's Dark Souls, and then he's fucking down.
Right. Oh,
But-
he's either one side or the other. It's no
Oh, you
middle.
guys should see if he's interested in playing Dark Souls with you guys. You can format it, right?
You
Yeah.
can, but it's probably not a good idea because at that point it's just getting too clunky.
Gotcha.
Like with Spencer, Spencer's dead weight, so it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
We're still gonna be doing the same shit. He's just gonna be along for the ride.
Spencer, you ready to fight this boss?
Spencer's dead weight.
Yeah. Spencer's not even gonna know how to go through the fucking fog gate. It's gonna be bad. He's gonna be like,
Spencer-
"Oh, the boss. Press X. Go through the fog gate. Fight the boss."
Oh, you got it. I got it.
How did you die going through the fog gate?
I keep pressing the button on the left of my my controller. That's square, Spencer,
that's square, bro.
not X.
Get it fucking right.
Oh, you're right.
Oh shit! Can we turn this on easy? No.
Yeah.
Anyway, all jokes aside,
Love you, Spencer.
I like you, but the issue with what I ask people is always go
Somehow I gave you a key to my house.
and my heart.
Oh,
But I ask people, I'll be like, why does that upset you? You know, like why are you irritated about something like that? I don't know if you guys have like other gamer people or friends that don't really, watch this show or whatever the case is. But I would ask you guys, and even if you guys watching, why does that upset you? If it's something like DLC, if it's something about just how a company operates, because a lot of it is based around word of mouth. It's what someone else said. You know, I there was a thing today. I actually took a screenshot of it, or not today, yesterday. And this guy was going. Here's his rant, because it was this thing about Marvel. I forgot the specifics on it, but this guy goes. I'm not going to say his name. His first name's Sam. He goes, I just want to see this game go to shit. I feel like it's a great fighting game. I'm sure there's a short roster of characters in it, and the graphics are kind of weird, but it's a still fun game. I think it's a stupid idea to take away X-Men, like they've been doing, blah, blah, blah. Capcom needs to give gamers what they want. I love Infinity War. I got to play with the characters I would never think of playing as in it, and it's a wildly addicting game. Blah, blah, I don't think the game should focus on the storyline. Blah, 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 blah. Capcom needs to step their game up, because the games have been falling for quite some time now. Look at Street Fighter V, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They haven't made their sales back, and they backfired big time. So he started off saying, it should go to shit, but I'm having a lot of fun with this game. So then, someone responds and goes, are you going to pay for all the licenses they need for the characters?
Yeah,
gamers
that's the
want?
biggest problem.
And then he goes, I would if I was smart, but obviously I don't want to see Capcom file for bankruptcy, because then we would never see another Capcom game again. But this is another Capcom game that you're shitting on because you don't even know. You're happy about it, but then apparently you want the game to go to shit. So all I did was I literally quoted what he said. And I go, what are you on? Just be consistent. Like, seriously. Yeah, no response, but...
It's
Go ahead.
There's two different stories here. There's three different stories actually, and two of them can be combined. Destiny 1, how much people fucking shit on that game, but then the amount of hours people put into it.
Right.
There's not enough content. I spent $120 playing the game.
Today.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, kind of the same thing. People, like, I did not look up, that, and this is kind of going back to one of our previous podcasts where the internet ruined gaming. People looking up shit online and finding the answers to all these puzzles and things that they're introducing in the game. Figuring out that puzzle is part of the game.
Right.
If you're just being told the answer, you're cutting out hours of that game to you.
Right.
Even if it's like, well, I don't like this part of the game, then why are you playing? Like, if you don't like a portion of the game, like, I don't like story mode in Call of Duty, and then you go online and be like, man, I wish there was something else to do in Call of Duty. There is story mode.
Yeah.
Something else, like a campaign mode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's story mode. Oh, I don't like story modes. It's like when people are getting so just, you need to understand that this game is here to entertain you.
Right.
If you choose to throw money at it, then enjoy it. Quit looking at all the negative things about it. Find what you like about it.
And just focus on
and
that.
focus on that. If something, a group of people I've been playing with lately, when they don't like something about a game, they say that it's cancer.
Oh my god. It's one of those fucking buzzwords. Shill, cancer, troll.
Yeah. So they'll say that when they don't like something about a game. And I get it that, yeah, you don't like a portion of the game. I get that's what you're saying. So don't do that part of the game. It's as simple as that. Like, if you aren't enjoying a portion of a game, don't do it. If you don't like super difficult games, don't turn Dark Souls on and go extreme mode and like one life mode. Don't do that because you're not going to have fun with it.
If only.
Yeah.
I'd find a way.
If you getting into Destiny 2, putting in, I think I've put in 100 hours at this point. I think I've put in about 100 hours into that game since it came out almost a month ago, 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
I think this Tuesday will be 4, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Tuesday will be 4 weeks. I've put about 100 hours into that game at this point, I could easily say. And I'm listening to everyone say all the things they hate about the game. There are things that I think it needs to improve on. I won't lie, and we'll hear that in the review later today, and released later this week for you guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't like about the game, but I'm not like, oh, fuck, this game sucks. You know, that's what the thing is that they don't like one part of the game, and all of a sudden the game sucks, the game's stupid, the game's this, and it's like, is it the game or is it one aspect of the game that you don't like?
Yeah. The example I have is when we were doing the review of Fallout 4. We had a lot of technical issues with that one, and we had to re-record that review for 3 different weekends.
Is it 3 weeks?
It was 3 weeks, a week apart each actual recording.
Yeah. Yeah,
and one of the people reviewing it, his review every week, he played the game nonstop. It would be the beginning of our podcast. What'd you play this week? Fallout 4. Anything else? No. I played 30 hours of Fallout 4 this week. And every week, they just add another 30 hours to it. But every week, the game became worse and worse and worse. And he hated the game more and more and more every week.
And the weird thing is that when you talk to him, then after you talk to him, the game became better and better and better.
Wait, what?
You know, Fallout 4.
No, I get it. I guess you guys are conflicting. So it was worse or it was better?
Oh, no. But when you talk to him after he was talking about, like, it sucked, it was bad. Then you talk to him, it's like, well, yeah.
When he reviewed it, it would suck.
Right.
But then when you actually engage with him and talk with him, he'd start complimenting it.
Right.
And it was just that inconsistency that you're kind of talking about of like, did you like it? Did you hate it? Like, where are we at with this? Yeah. Do I spend $60 on it and enjoy the 100 and something hours you put into it, and then decide I hate it because I just have seen too much of it? I'm getting what is that called? Over-treating yourself.
Saturated.
Yeah, you're saturated.
Desensitized.
Yeah, you're numb, desensitized.
I want to see what the mindset of that is. When you see something bad in a game, all right, when I see something bad in a game, I'm like, oh, that sucks. But I'm not like, oh, this game just becomes shit. So I wonder, if, like, how do you focus all that into the whole game, essentially?
That one event.
Defines
the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the important thing about being a critic. And I don't think not even 3/4 of the internet, not even people that are on some of these gaming blog sites should even be people that review games because they pay. I mean,
well, they have to be good at games first.
I think you have to be decent.
I hate that saying. You should be good at games before you review them. It's like, no.
Well, honestly, if you're an avid moviegoer, and if you're not an avid moviegoer and you're telling me why a movie is shit, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not even going to take even anything what you say to heart because I go, what do you know? Consider the source. Where's your reference? You know, or if you're like really bad at gaming or whatever the case is, and you're trying to review something, maybe fine. Let's just get the elephant out of it. Cuphead, right? You're trying to review Cuphead, you can't fucking beat it. Or let's take it back even further. God Hand, you can't even beat the first fucking level, so you rate it a 3 out of 10.
Right.
or whatever they rated it, 4, I think it was.
Well, see, that's
That's
the thing.
also why
But-
on this channel we require us to beat
Beat
a
the
game
game, right.
before we're allowed to review it.
That's the thing too. It's like, I guess maybe, like I said, the mindset of like, I would never review that game because I would have said like, I didn't beat the game. I can't beat the game. It's hard. It's too much. But
Yeah.
and some guys
Someone
did
else
that.
want to take this on.
right, yeah, someone else.
Some guys did that for a game.
Neo.
Neo, yeah, it was Polygon couldn't beat it, and honestly, their reasoning for it was like so half-assed, dude. They were like, I mean, there are problems with the game, you know, and all that shit.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, honestly, Neo's not that good of a game. Now that I can really sit down and think about it, I didn't have all that much fun with it. Initially, I did, but then it just became repetitive. But I'm not just gonna go, you know, oh, it's so annoying because I keep dying. Nah, bitch,
Right.
that's still you.
Mhm.
You know?
Right.
But in situations like that, I think you have to be decent. But pulling it back,
Right.
the critiquing thing, being a good critic and whatnot, is being able to look at something and compartmentalize the good and the bad of it. Not just going, because this made me feel bad, the entire game is bad. That's
Right.
childish. Or looking at it from the perspective of, I mean, even people are shitting on, I mean, it's pretty bad, but War from Mordor or Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah. Obviously, that's getting ready to drop here in a little bit, and they have some interesting DLC routes that they want to take, and people are already shitting on it, and they're like shitting on the game itself. The quality of the game could be completely separate from the DLC.
Right.
It's pretty much a cheat sheet if you get the DLC, but if you don't get the DLC, nothing happens. Your experience is saved. You know, so the question that you know, going back to the DLC thing, you know, which DLC is too much? That's probably too bad in a situation like that. And it's EA. EA's done it before. They did it with Dead Space 3. I already mentioned that one.
Yeah.
But for you know, if it's just something like adding new characters, hey, there's an extra little side quest stuff or whatever, I don't think it's bad. The Deus Ex one, I actually don't have too many gripes with. I know you probably do, but
I did.
I don't, just because I'm like, well, I guess it never happened in my eyes. You know, I guess.
Yeah.
But to some
Because you
people-
did not buy the DLC?
I mean, I wasn't. Once I beat Deus Ex, I forgot what happened. I was in an interesting point in my life,
Oh.
and I still have it, and I have the collector's edition of it, but I was just like,
So you have the DLC and you aren't playing it?
no, I didn't. It didn't come with the DLC, the collector's.
Okay, so
It
you
was like a special box.
Is
It
that-
gave me music. That was cool.
So-
Music's nice.
you never bought the DLC and you're completely happy with the experience of Deus Ex?
I was okay with it.
Did
Yeah,
you play
it's just-
one?
Yeah, for one. Yeah, I was just like, okay.
Did you buy the DLC, Rosie?
He
No.
loved it. Oh, you didn't?
I didn't.
Oh.
That's what, but I was like, why? What was this? Why is this happening exactly? And then I realized what happened. I just watched I watched it on YouTube.
Gotcha.
The DLC. I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah. Overall, when it comes down to DLC, my opinion, buy what you want to fucking buy.
right,
Don't buy or beware, basically. Be aware of what you're purchasing.
Yeah.
Do your research. If they aren't telling you, if they're not clear on it, don't buy it.
right,
You don't go online and buy a mystery box and hope you got a pony.
right. I will do that. If the box is big enough.
Shit. I know we're closing, but one other thing I just thought of is people go, I'm gonna wait for whatever game to have a Game of the Year edition or whatever the case is.
Oh, we forgot
Yeah.
to talk about that.
Let's talk about that briefly.
Well, for shit like that, we see it a lot with like Street Fighter. Street Fighter was
That's-
raised on that pretty much, and I don't see the problem with the Street Fighter aspect of it. They're doing it for Resident Evil. They're re-releasing all the DLC for it, and it's $40 or $50. So it has the Not Another Hero DLC.
Yeah.
It's got all of the tapes. It's the 3 sets of tapes.
Birthday.
No, it's like 3 per DLC. So it's
Yeah.
9 tapes.
Oh.
Or 9 different DLC things.
No, the card game birthday. That dude's birthday.
Yeah.
And that one.
And then there's
misery one.
the misery one, and then there's the one where there's a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of DLC.
There's a lot of fucking DLC, and then it's coming out at like $40 or $50. I would repurchase that game. I don't give a shit. I actually like Resident Evil 7. But for people, they're going, I'm gonna wait until this special edition or whatever drops. Purchase what you want.
Right.
You know, in the case of Street Fighter, like I said, you can get the characters for free, or you can pay money. It's up to you. You know, and it's just a matter of what you feel is a priority for you.
Street Fighter 4 kind of. I may be on the other side of that one because there was too many of those. Where it's like Street Fighter 4, Bought it. Yay, great. Super Street Fighter 4. Yeah, that's cool.
It was like a year later, I think.
Yeah.
Or a little bit longer. And honestly, without Super Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4 would have died. Vanilla Street Fighter 4 was fucking boring.
Oh, for real?
You didn't play it?
I played it.
It was fucking boring.
I'm still having fun.
Hey, you stand alone, man. I remember talking to my brother about that. Like, Sagat was overpowered. Fucking, I think Chun-Li was overpowered too.
So here's my question about that. So would it have been fine with just a patch then?
No, I think it needed more characters and the ability to have different ultras. And they picked the right amount of, or the right characters to bring into it, so it worked out. But when they did Arcade Edition, they just added Yin and Yang, and then they did Ultra, and then they're like Oni, Evil Ryu, and who else?
Oni, Ryu,
whatever. And then obviously they added a couple other things here and there. The Red Focus, all that shit. But
Elena.
Well, it was Street Fighter Cross Tekken, so they took their assets and added them. Either way, shit like that, I really don't care. If I like a game, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not this bargain bin hunter trying to get the best deal. And sometimes the best deal is right in front of you. You just gotta accept it or work around it. So, I mean, my opinion, in line with Eric's, fucking, it's your money. Purchase it if you'd like.
Research.
Be conscious, but don't try and blame a company if they're putting out an additional product that you could potentially get just because you feel like they're trying to manipulate you.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, everyone's got to make money. It's a business, and people fucking forget that. So, whatever.
Cool. Well, I'm Rosie.
JD.
I'm Eric.
He's Eric.
And this is The Itch. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be doing Sunday Fun Day, 11 o'clock.
11, 12?
MST.
10?
I thought I was going to do 12.
You want to start at 12? Why?
Okay, 11.
11 o'clock. We'll probably do a 4-hour one just because it's a great game.
Yeah.
I don't even have to play it to know it's going to be bomb AF.
I've been playing a shit ton of it, so I know.
He knows it's bomb AF.
Me too. I've actually listened to you guys, Rosie and Spence, play it. I know don't stand in the poop.
What the fuck?
That's what I learned.
Stand in that poop.